our sports people, cancel agreements that you've been making with outside groups so that PSA can take their place.
Good for you, Gene.
This was a nasty situation. I'm trying to fix it, but it's gonna take some, I'm gonna have to disappoint some people that signed up to use our fields so that I can move them out and bring PSA in. PSA isn't gonna be in the perfect world. They're not gonna be, it's not gonna be perfect. But we know, we learn from our mistakes. And I'll tell you, any one of you here can have my position if I don't keep my promise. Next year, and it's not always next year, I know people get tired of hearing next year, but I learned one hell of a dirty lesson through all of this. And myself and my staff at Autumn Street are trying to make it right.
And then to support Gene in his comment, the last 3 or 4 business days, we have spent a great deal of time on the phone, in the office with Gene and his staff, trying to get back on track. So since the incident happened, I've got more involved, and we met last Friday, we met yesterday, today, and we've gotten through a lot of, we've been able to get access to our equipment boxes, which we haven't had access to all year. We have identified which fields will be where. We still have gaps on track. It's transparent, like Gene said. Saturdays are rec. We will be in different parks, but we'll be back on the fields. And that's the key message for tonight. But it's the last 3 or 4 business days with Gene and Georgie and the entire staff has been much different than it's been for the past 3 or 4 months, right? So to support Gene's comments there, it's been better the last 3. I mean, I've been involved for the last 3 or 4 days.
I hope so. And this isn't something, in all fairness, this isn't something the board came to our sports person with and said, don't worry about PSA, just do your thing. This was my predecessor, honestly, who did this.
At the direction of the board?
Hired by the board.
I don't think so, Michelle. I don't think so. I work under the direction of the board, my predecessor.
He was hired by the board
Excuse me.
with no experience,
Do
but
any of
anyway.
you gentlemen have a copy of the policy for use of Plainfield District Property athletic fields by residents? Do any of you have a copy of that right now? Well, I'm looking at it, and I would just like somebody to clarify what you call it. Because as far as I see, non-residents are at the bottom of the barrel. So I just need somebody to clarify, because I want to make sure I'm interpreting this correctly. Nobody has a copy?
It's right there.
Okay, so
Here.
can you explain it to me, please? Because maybe I'm interpreting this.
No, we're not arguing the point there.
Okay.
But the thing is,
Well,
we're just-
whatever it feels.
What the point is, I'm saying is that it's also open out for outside.
Well, why did you force it?
Operating.
I don't understand. That's what I'm
sorry?
Because when I say they're open out, we have higher priority. So where?
You do have, basically if you're going like with the residents, yes, they have the higher priority.
I'm sorry.
They do have the higher priority.
Right, so we're field son. If you're renting them out.
I'm sorry?
Are you renting them out to
You want to
non-residents?
come up? I can't hear you.
I can't, I'm actually leaving in 2 seconds. Are you renting them out to non-resident soccer teams?
I'm sorry?
Are you renting them out to non-resident soccer teams? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
That policy says,
The policy.
that policy says that we, as residents, get priority. So why are you renting them out to non-residents?
Right.
If they're low man on the totem pole,
If there's
then why
space
are we not out
available,
there?
we have that space.
But there isn't space.
There's no space available on Sundays.
How come that be?
Okay. Then I guess some groups have to be shuffled, as Gene was mentioning.
But the point, I think, Pete, is the groups that shuffled first are the ones that don't have Plainfield in front of their name. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
But that's not what's
That's what
happening.
we've been saying.
That's not what happened for quite a.
Right, exactly. Gene's trying to correct that.
You were correct.
That's before I time.
Okay.
The representative.
No, that was during your time.
Not for your time.
It was during.
During your time.
It was because of the director you hired, and that is because of the crap that Peter allowed to happen with this soccer program.
Well, in that case, like I said, we're correcting the issue, and we're going to move on in regards to getting this thing resolved.
That's nice to hear that now.
That's good to hear. It is. And
Nice
that's,
to hear on the
I think we just made some.
26th of
Well, I
March.
think the proof is in the pudding, you know.
Gene, I don't think anybody's ever questioned the staff under your leadership at all. No, they haven't. I mean, people have faith in the staff. People did not have faith in Garrett, and we said that at the time. And time again, we were snickered at, but I think we were right. It'd be nice to hear Peter to say at least, you know what, you were right.
Or
Okay.
Or how about I'm
I'm
sorry? I'm sorry
Peter, how about I'm
for having
sorry?
to do what we
It's not funny. This is not funny. I've never, people again, hey Pete, people again have lost their jobs. People, you know, kids don't get to participate in events that they once did, and you're sitting here laughing.
What do you mean the kids are not participating in events that in the past?
My kids don't come to any of your programs because of the crap you people pulled. And because Garrett Peck had a file on me in his office trying to find bad things about it. My kids didn't go to the pool. My kids didn't go to camp they've been to for years. I wouldn't allow them. That's kids that got hurt.
And kids are getting hurt with, right now, why do you, by the way, 5 o'clock on a Tuesday,
Spring break.
I mean, these people are, spring break, I mean, they're here because they care. And all I'm saying is,
The reason
Peter,
we are here also is because we care.
And you're
That's
laughing.
with all due respect,
What's happening?
You don't laugh when you care.
There you go.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Gina, I appreciate your saying about the DSA for review. What about the travel kids? They can make a
Thank you.
year, and the parents work so they can afford to.
I think the travel kids were trying to commit to Sundays, that
Yeah,
was their
yes.
days. And that's.
Isn't it fully
yeah.
paid, Gene?
It
Yes,
is, it is.
yes.
Paid full for the year?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
The
For
time
that-
that was booked
For
was fully
spring is
paid?
paid, yep. Spring is
Yes.
And the
paid.
families have fully paid, the kids have
Correct.
committed
Yeah.
since last year. I mean, they go to tryouts midsummer, before summer, to get on a team and then bust their asses all year long.
I honestly believe that we're gonna be able to
those are the kids I was talking about.
work that out.
And there's one standing right here.
Yeah, I
So,
mean-
and she's been busting her butt all year. There's a 6-year-old playing in the 7U team.
This isn't something I caused, let me repeat, this is something I'm trying to fix,
It's not something to laugh at either.
okay?
It's not,
This
Peter,
is
it's
something I'm
not
trying to
funny.
fix.
When I said kids have been hurt, you laughed at me.
No, I'm not laughing at it. What I'm laughing, and what the problem is.
I'd like to answer the lady's question.
Go ahead, Gene.
To finish answering your question, this is one of those things where, this is one of the things I'm trying to fix, okay, since I became involved in sports again. I believe we are going to be able to do it. This might be a tough year for scheduling, we might have a lot of really crowded parks. And I'm not pushing blame off of onto anybody, it happened, it was wrong, it happened. I'm trying to fix it.
Why can't you go back to the out-of-town clubs and say, hey, we screwed up?
That's
We're
one
not
of, that's
ready."
exactly, you're one of, were you listening to me?
I was,
No,
you were talking about
exactly.
PSA, I'm talking about travel.
No, exactly
I
what
mean,
you're talking
these kids are
about.
committed, and their families are committed. Most of them started with PSA and then went to travel.
We have
It's a
other parks,
lifetime
we have
commitment.
other areas where I can put those out-of-towners.
So then there should be absolutely no problem with field space then, correct? If we correct that problem, those people are farmed or somewhere else, and we go back to the situation we were in last year, there surely should be no issue with field space, right? I don't understand where the issue is coming in if we're farming those people out.
The issue was coming in because past administration did not consider
I appreciate that.
PSA at all. And we got too many people.
But if we're farming the non-residents out, does that not take care of that? Or are we not completely farming them out, or are we just farming some of them out?
I'm gonna farm out as many as I
I know
can
you're
farm
doing your
out.
best, and I really appreciate that. I guess I'm also a bit confused because I know that these fields were all paid for well in advance. At what point did the money get taken from the non-resident people to come in? Was it exactly at the same time somehow? So we didn't realise.
I have no idea that
No,
was.
this was paid
before
for
my
in
day.
September.
So if we were paid for in September, at which point did these non-resident people have
I'm paying
access to
September for what, man, I'm sorry?
further field space?
For the field space for,
Travel? Sunday.
We've got the email from Frank to confirm that.
Yeah, give you confirmations on that.
Just maybe something to think about when we're
yeah,
getting rid of these.
because I don't think we got any money from.
Yes, you did, and I have confirmation from Frank Hernandez that they are covered for
September?
the confirmation from Frank,
Is
we
in
paid
February.
for the travel kits in the fall for the entire year.
In the fall,
Soccer year.
in the fall.
In the fall of last year, we paid for them the entire year.
Okay.
For 2014.
For 2013 fall,
So you paid
spring
ahead.
2014. They were already paid for.
All right.
And it's confirmed
And I have confirmation emails if you wanted me to send it to you.
from your
Here's our
budget.
concern, I mean, we paid, and I understand, I mean, you gotta look at the budget and all that stuff, but going back to this comment earlier, you know, we got kids in travel, so we're paying already for being part of the travel team, using the park district. So by increasing our away games, it's just more time away from us from home, it's more travel, more expensive. So that's all we're trying to get, we're trying to get some kind of clarification, hopefully, you know, Gene goes ahead and addresses it, and we get our time back, but I guess going back, we've already paid for this in advance, and that's why we're concerned. Because to us, to travel 70 or 80%, it's, to me, it's unacceptable. I mean, I understand you gotta do 50-50 maybe, but when you travel 70-80% of the time, it's not fair to us, it's not fair to our kids, and quality of life.
Hey guys, I have a question. I've been trying to get your attention here for a while. So ultimately, who has the decision-making authority over PSA getting favorable field space as we should? Is that Gene's responsibility to make that decision?
Today, it is me. For the past 6 or 8 months before me, it was a person who isn't here.
Yeah, I get that.
Now it's me.
So Gene, I have confidence that you'll make this right. I just want to make sure that you're the one making the decision. And quite honestly, guys, Peter, you're not involved in the decision that Gene is going to make this right. Is that an accurate statement that I just made?
Yeah, the board does not,
It's a staff
the board doesn't get involved in the day-to-day operation.
Okay, so this is Gene's baby. All right, that's good. Thank you.
And I can't promise a perfect world this year. I'm not a miracle worker, but maybe I can. But it's like I said, the things that happen. I learned one hell of a lesson through all this, and I was kind of thrown into sports. I had a lot to learn very quickly. You know, I used to be superintendent of parks. I knew how to cut the grass. I knew how to cut the soccer fields. I didn't know how to schedule. But any one of you can call or come in, or, you know, Kathy and my crew can continue their talks. We're all for making this work to the side of PSA, and we're very close. We're very close.
I have a question. Thank you very much for what you're doing, I really appreciate it. My question is, do you have the support of the board? I see you're trying to work with PSA and the parents and all these organizations, but the only thing I'm getting is that you're out there on a limb, and you have people sitting here going, I don't know, we'll look into investigation, I don't know where your stuff is, and how dare you treat my staff like this? How dare you treat people like this? You're worried about how people You're sitting here full of parents that bust their ass every single day in order to get their kids to play soccer, that are here in a basement on a Tuesday. Like, this is some big thing. It's for kids to play soccer. We're not trying to solve world problems. We're not trying to feed hungry kids. We're parents that just want our kids to play. So how about one supportive board being like, we're going to do the best that we can for our community. Because last time I checked, we're all in the same community. But right now, you four don't seem like you're on that community.
It's only Gene saying that. Like, no one else seems to be really excited about
Your
the fact that we're
sarcasm on
moving
this
forward.
side. Your sarcasm on this side.
The reason we call
You're
this
laughing as a president, you're laughing.
I'm not,
If anyone else in this room came to work and did business with somebody and they laughed in your face, how would they get across?
I'm not laughing.
We're not sitting there trying to throw you under the bus. You keep showing us a clip from the newspaper. I understand. We all make mistakes. We understand that. We all make mistakes, okay? I'm not on the cross. I'm not a damn person here sitting on the cross, okay? Gene, you talk to us with dignity and respect. You have a sarcastic attitude. You come across like, well, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? Hey, we all make mistakes. Why can't it just come down to, Gene, you're getting thrown under the bus for something that you had no part of. As president, you should sit there and say, okay, gentlemen, it's time to be real men about this and try to do what's right.
Amen.
And if it's our bags for the balls and all this other crap that we pay for, if it's ours, why do we not have possession of it? You're throwing this because it's on the property. That's fine. But if somebody busts into my goddamn car and takes my property, Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I mean, we're not trying to start fights here,
Right.
but we can't laugh. It's a serious situation. It's all paid money.
Just show some respect.
You know, that's all. Gene, from the first time you came in here, you talked to us like anybody sitting in any chair out here, and we all respect that. I don't know you, you don't know me, and that's fine, but if you could just sit there and say, guys, we want to get down to this, we want to make things better, we want to get back on the same track, and not say, well, because it's on my property, I own it, you guys took care of it for 12 years and did everything you can for it, but it's ours. This is not tit for tat.
This is about
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Let's all get together to make everybody happy, the best we can, and let our kids play soccer. That's all we're asking for.
Sir, that's the reason we are here trying to.
But no, it's not, sir.
No,
You
what we're trying to do
say
is
that to me
iron all the difference
because you
right
have
here.
1, 2, 3, 4 chairs missing. It's not an official meeting because of people are not here. So you're not taking it seriously, but you expect us to. Gene is sitting here being thrown under the bus for a position that he got screwed by for months ago, but you come out in 2 minutes and say it's not an official meeting.
Sir,
You see what I'm saying? That's all we're
I
trying to
know what
say.
you're saying, sir, and the reason we're here is because I am concerned about our kids playing soccer.
Bullshit.
And
You're not. Did you just find out that was 2 years ago?
the equipment missing, that's what I want to find out. What happened to that equipment? That's the reason we're here.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I had no idea that the equipment was missing. I'm not gonna find
And it's been a simple explanation.
Okay?
If your house is broken into, sir, and a company comes by and puts a lock in the front door that you do not have a key for, you own it, okay, it's your property, what would you say if somebody came on your house and put a lock on your front door that you cannot enter into your house and get your property? Or should I say, let's get apples to apples, if you're renting an apartment. It's not your apartment, but everything in the apartment is your property. Okay, so if you're living in an apartment and somebody breaks in, changes the lock, but you no longer have a key. I know the officers are not gonna say a word, but they can pretty much say in their straight mind that if somebody did that to their house, if they lived in an apartment, they'd say, whoa, time out. Something's wrong here. It's accurate, it is accurate. And you were beating around the bush telling us that, well, we don't know who put a lock and we, just be honest with us. You want us to be
I'm trying to be honest with you.
And PSA is not
I
perfect.
don't know who changed the lock. It would change the lock.
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to do.
but then who is
Trying to tell
the key to
you-
get in?
That's the reason I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to find out what happened to that equipment.
Okay, I understand that,
And
but then where's the lock?
my biggest problem was that the staff, Park District staff,
Right.
was accused of stealing, and that's wrong.
I
That's-
admit.
That's responsible.
I admit.
Now,
I
I
admit
know
that.
there's some people that have different with me. Yes, take it with me, but
Do you
don't
want
take it with
respect for
staff.
your staff? How
No,
about
no, I
respect for
fully
all
understand what you're
people
saying.
here?
Our staff is one of the most honest staff I work with.
What are these
So
people saying here?
don't take it on the
Oh,
staff.
I mean, this is your job.
All I'm
This is your
is
job.
asking.
This isn't your family. This is your job. And your job is to respect the people of this community.
I respect the people here, and I respect the people who
That's
work
why you're
for Park
laughing at
District.
people?
No, I'm not laughing at people. Okay, so I respect the people who work for the Park District, and once you guys start attacking the staff,
Who's you
that's
guys?
wrong,
Why
that's
don't you
irresponsible.
No one's attacking the
It
staff.
wasn't the paper.
No one's attacking the staff.
So, don't,
No one is
don't,
on the staff.
if you guys want to attack me, fine.
You're right, I don't want to attack
the staff.
That doesn't
that's
settle
racist.
anything. That doesn't settle anything,
It's gonna
Peter.
be a bitch fest.
So basically, why you're here is to protect your staff. You're not here to solve or resolve or do anything else. You just said you are here to protect your staff because they're so great.
No,
Fine, no one's questioning your staff.
Man,
People are wondering where their fields are, where their money's going.
Man, what I'm trying to
No one
say
cares
is,
about your staff.
it is responsible to accuse the Park District staff.
Well, why don't you find a person, instead of
That's
making
what
this
we're
your
doing.
forum, instead of making this your forum to figure out who pissed off your staff and who pissed you off, use this forum for why everyone is here, left their jobs, hire babysitters, to figure out how we're gonna solve this. And all you're saying is, oh my gosh, I care about my staff. That's great, you should, that's your job. But your main job is to figure out how you're gonna fix this. And I haven't heard one thing about how you're gonna fix it, except for this man.
Are you 100% committed to helping Gene with anything that he needs to fix this? Peter, are you 100% committed? Can you
I am
tell us,
100 I am
yes, that you will do
100%.
everything that Gene needs to fix this situation?
I
Yes or
am
no?
100% committed.
That's a yes then?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's great, there shouldn't be a problem.
I've sat back here quietly. I'm 66 years old. My name's Pat Monterosso. I've been involved in soccer up there since '94. Started the second club team in the area. Girls, thank you. When there were no girls. What really upsets me, the people in this room are passionate because they're all involved, they bust their butts. I know, been there. I got 2 kids that went through this program, played soccer, played in high school, and unfortunately played in college. But that's not the issue. The issue is the adversarial position of both the board and the people here. This is wrong. This is completely wrong on how all of you are handling this. For God's sakes, you guys come on the board and think you want to do this. They're in here, they're complaining. Everybody has got a vested interest in this. But this is not right. You can't be like Obama and decide what you want to do and what rules you want to do. You guys got to do what's right for the community. And I just don't understand it. Somewhere or another, these 3 that didn't show up are a bunch of chickens that decided they don't want to sit here and listen to this. Well, you know what? In life, that's not the right way. You got to, stick in there and get it done.
They're not here because they were going to go PSA.
That's right.
We're here for
Stay calm a minute. I just want to get my point out. You guys need to get together and do something. The attorney needs to counsel you guys on the proper way to deal with the public. This is not the right way. And I guarantee you, sooner or later, everybody, my dad had to say, every dog has its day. And this is not a threat. People get voted in, they get voted out. I suggest that everybody get together, bond together, and do what's right for the one thing that is most important. And that is not you guys, and it's not the parents, it is the kids.
That's well said, sir.
Okay.
Just for the record, and you guys know, I was a member of the PSA, I was coaching also for a few years, so I care for the kids. So, anyways, anybody else want to talk? I think I have 5 minutes left. No?
Anything else? Okay, so we're going to resolve the issue with the usage of the parks. So that'll be a mindset on that. And like I said, in my view, like I said, supporting staff left and right. We have a lot of major issues out there that needs to be reckoned with, that's been left behind for many years. And like I said, we're going to try to work our hardest, even though a lot of people are getting a little distracted in regards to what we're doing, planning on doing, and what we're trying to do. But like I said, all you got to worry about is, like I said, I'm going to be here looking out for your kids and make sure the Park District's going to be the best around. If I have something to say about it,
And we're trying to have probably a report from the staff for the next April meeting, April 1st. So keep you up to date. All right, thank you for coming. Good night.